Comrades, I am Admiral Andre and welcome back to the second episode of our effort to make the Ottoman Empire great again. The war here is still raging with Mashriq. Time is of course not passing, but you can imagine all the soldiers on the battlefield there in suspended animation. At least since I loaded up the game again, it's possible to open up this tab here again, so that's a good thing. Before we begin though, I just want to make a brief, mention here. I noticed a little while ago that this channel has surpassed 100 subscribers, and I don't think we can let such a milestone go by unnoticed or uncelebrated. I was thinking about, what do I actually now do for that, or what do I say? I'm not sure. This is obviously completely new ground for me, but at some point I think I would like to maybe give the channel a makeover and, get some kind of professional design logo or something like that. That's what all the fancy channels are doing. Not that I want to follow everybody else, but mind you. At any rate, I just want to say thank you very much for those of you who have chosen to watch my videos and subscribe and like and comment and all of those things. Even though I have these long periods where I don't upload or, I don't seem to be very active, it's obviously not that I choose that. I just don't have the either the time or the energy during those times to upload. But do know that I appreciate you and I would like to upload more regularly, and it's still an ongoing goal for me. So thank you again. It's like I said, not anything that I'm used to. This is a new ground, so never thought it would happen, but it's yes, so I don't know, I'm tongue-tied, so I just want to say again thank you. At any rate, let's get back into the action before this becomes just a big pile of mush here. So, let's open up all of the tabs and just begin by paying the R&D fund again. We have to do that, and I was slipping there a little bit last time. So, now that we can see it's 46% war score that we have at the moment, and if we go back to the peace negotiations and propose peace and acquire province, I don't think we can actually get anything for that. Aleppo is the main province of Mashriq, so we can't take that in a deal unless we take the whole country. So, interesting, Damascus is 45, so that could be an option. Baghdad is too much, and Mosul is also too much. But the problem with taking Damascus is it's detached from the rest of our country, so I don't want to do that. I want to start by taking Mosul, and I know that will be in real life a very big problem because of the long-standing issues between Turkey and the Kurds, and that's a whole thing I don't want to get into. But at least in my parallel universe where I'm controlling Turkey, that matter has been settled amicably and everyone can live together in peace, at least inside Turkey. Outside, everything is fair game. So let's continue the fight for now. I'll just say cancel and let's hope we can, there we go, open things up again. We need to push them a little bit further, and magically there's 61. It was because of the thing that was ongoing there. So maybe now we can do it. That happened more quickly than I thought. At least Mosul. Taking both Mosul and Baghdad is out of the question, so let's just start with that one. And I don't think we could ask for more, like money or reparations or anything like that. 50%, no, I want to acquire it. I don't want to make independent countries here, so send the offer. They accepted and it is all over. So Mosul is now part of Turkey, and the Ottoman Empire 2.0 starts to rise again from this point on, the third month, so the 17th of March 2021, which is almost an auspicious day because my birthday is on the 19th of March. At any rate, let's go. We have some war losses to deal with here, and there's another issue. For the greater good, a dangerous oppositionist is getting the upper hand in the upcoming elections. Should we get rid of him to protect our interests? Let's see what happens if we do that. Personal control. I'm going to pretty much continue like I did in the previous series. I don't care too much about personal control or really interventionism, although I don't want us to become a full totalitarian state. I don't like that. I wouldn't want to live in one. So let's leave him alone. If he wins the election, he wins the election. Let it be as it will be. Let's see, is there anything else in... some trouble in Spain here. Rebels from Catalonia. Interesting. So Barcelona and all of that region there, I guess. Interesting. They're trying to split off and now it's devolved into a war, basically. What's happened in Africa is still going on, all of these various wars and things. Is there anything we could do about the war losses? I know there's a special project, but I don't know if it's really necessary at this point. Because then we have to suspend all of the other research that we're doing. Let's just see, where would that be? Post-war rebuild. And that costs a permanent maintenance of 74, which is more than our entire income right now. So that's not happening. Mashriq wants to get money for rebuilding. Are you absolutely crazy? We're rebuilding our country. Now I must help you. Hell to the no. Our people suffered more than enough. No. You are terrorists. So we would gladly accept any help. I'm definitely not going to make my enemy stronger. No way. Voting is happening. So what do we want? I don't want to do anything to increase unhappiness. So I guess we'll just have to accept it for what it is. And what's the outcome? Our authoritarianism is dropping. Militarism still is quite high, but I think it was 15 or something last time, so it has dropped, but not by too much at least. Unhappiness is anyway very high because of the war. What do we get out of Mosul? Let's have a look at the trade map. So 82... I'm not sure what that is still. It's obviously money in the budget there every month, but I don't know if it's like on a monthly basis. I think that's on a yearly basis. And then the minerals, of course, so that's very helpful. Baghdad is definitely the next prize. Let's see. Forgot about this already. Gotta be more on top of that. Anything else interesting happening? No one is asking for anything or needing, any kind of exchanges or... Nope, nothing. Okay. Europe is quiet for now, apart from Spain, of course. So I think someone, we know who that someone is, of course, conducted spread descent operations. We weren't able to catch their agents. I know it was you, Mashriq. Let's see if we can't do something against them. Gain a core, of course. Why didn't I even think about that? It shows you it's been too long since I played this game. I didn't even bother to do that for Mosul. So that's why we got this high warmonger level. Just long hair don't care, basically. No, let's gain the core like we should have in the first place. It's too much money. Oh well. Have to wait a little bit. Our financial affordability situation is not up to scratch. Now in this case I'll fast forward it a little bit. South Korea trying to spy on us. What are you thinking? Okay, do it. I guess, we will face some opposition from other rising powers, so I assume that's why South Korea was interested. What was that? Paraguay joined the bloc of Brazil. Taiwan joined the bloc of Japan. You can just imagine the diplomatic fallout from something like that. Moldova joined the Russians, and the US stock exchange was closed. Denmark joined them, and something doesn't really matter, the whole France-Denmark thing. Every few years, so this is the ranking forecast. Number 11, that's not too bad, I have to say. We're definitely in a position where we could catch up to the US if we just stay on top of that. Costa Rica, Mexico, Cambodia, Canada left the US. UN, they are currently voting on universal armaments reduction for every country in the world, and this will definitely pass. It's just very strange that the Americans would agree to that, but anyway. What's our current military? 43 out of 53. I think let's leave it like that because the limit will come down because of that UN measure, so then we won't be wasting money. The UAE wanted money, but that's too late now. No stock exchange yet. Issue embargo. This is all a new thing. Russia and Germany. Issue embargo. It's strange because then obviously it would imply that we are somehow involved in that stock market there. Oh well. Pay the money. Let's speed it up again. Peace between Angola and the DRC, and the DRC lost. Interesting. This research will still take about a year to finish. Istanbul, Aegean, Central Anatolia, Eastern Anatolia, Southeastern Anatolia, and Mosul. War between Venezuela and Guyana. China People's Republic was closed, so if we do get another block, or not a block, a stock exchange up and running in the future, hopefully we can get them to join. Recent diplomatic summit ended in a serious breakdown between Italy and Russia. There is no way we can sit on the fence in this situation. We must pick a side. So who will we take in this case? I think let's, as reticent as I am because of my previous playthrough with the whole Russian thing, I'm almost tempted to take them. Just because that will secure our frontier here in the northeast. I don't want to invade the Russians, at least not anytime soon. But really it doesn't matter. We don't have anything to do with Italy either, so just support the Russians. Spread dissent again, you know who that is. Slovakia joined the US. Guess that's again another NATO forming. Thailand joined the People's Republic. Cuba, Mexico. Next, UN members. Hold on. Gainacor was a complete success. Okay, at least for the next battle we won't have to worry about that warmonger thing. I wasn't even paying attention to that in the least. So what was that now about the UN? I guess it's the next round of UN members. Or it was the voting thing that passed. That could be as well. So that is passed there. So demilitarization of 20% for several years, unfortunately. Let's have a look at that. So we are now exactly at our max unit capacity. So, oh well, everyone else is as well. Or at least everyone else got the reduction there. Continue. Saudi Arabia has a stock market as well. I don't like that. We need to finish this research and get some money so I can start working on this stock exchange of ours now. Speed up. I'm afraid more debt is inevitable. At least we're getting more money every month. Come on, I want us... Oh, what's happening here now? Is it done? Hold on. So the Russians got that. No, but we tie with the Russians. Okay, I was thinking, what's going on here now? So we both get the prize, that's fine, but now who gets to host the International Research and Development Institute? I suppose we share it now. Oh well, at least we get it in Istanbul anyway, even if some of the offices are in Moscow too. Okay, well, that was worth it. Australia left the UN Security Council and made way for South Korea. Increase the industry profile. It's because we have the sufficient natural resources and HDI, but I can't do it until the research is finished, so we'll just have to wait a few days. There we go. And Turkey now has some super rails, which I think would be a very interesting thing. Let's have a look at this project here. Action points bonus of 20%. We definitely need that. Average stage of development based on heavy industry. So at this point we were agricultural. Interesting. Or are we? No. So why did they give us the option then? Because it wouldn't have made sense if we were agricultural. We are industrial at the moment. We want to go up to a service economy, but now we don't have the money again. Services. But then it should take out a loan. Okay, there we go. Let's do that. Turkey should be amongst the foremost economies of the world. Tajikistan joined the bloc of India. So India is already starting its bloc building in Central Asia again. South Sudan is completely losing, of course. Separatism. That's a new thing as well. Obviously because of Mosul. So we can pay to calm it down. But what happens if we don't? Do I want to? Okay, let's pay them. It's more debt for us, of course, but forestall it a little bit. At least the culture group is the same, Islamic for the whole Middle East, so that will make it easier to expand the Ottoman Empire again. Damage reputation again. We're getting a lot of flack here, and I think it's Mashriq the whole time. Bolivia joined Brazil, Laos joined the People's Republic, Singapore and Indonesia. Okay, it is busy there. Almost done with the industry profile, or infrastructure profile there. Done. Okay, national project has been implemented, so let's see if they offer us a new one. Stop. Cyprus question. The Cyprus dispute needs to be resolved once and for all. Take control of Cyprus and we'll get action points, quite a lot actually, and some score. Again, that's really what we want. So speaking of the Cyprus issue, I don't think we could get a core, since it's not technically, well, we should actually. It is a neighboring province of sorts, but no, we don't, because of the whole gap there, even though part of Cyprus is controlled by a Turkish bloc. So let's see, if we did take it over, what's their military looking like? 3, 1 and 0. That should be a cakewalk. Do we really want that? No, we have to wait. It's something that I'm, again, because of past experience, I just want to jump right into it and not care about the warmonger score because we're so powerful, but I have to remind myself we're not. Romania and Russia. Okay, so can do something else here. I forgot about that now. What about economy modernization again? It's more score, and it leads us eventually to getting more tax income and more action points. These are the basic foundations of any economy, I think, so we have to do it. You really can't neglect that. Israel. Let's have a look at the nuclear powers. Israel has 40, of course, so messing with them at the moment won't really turn out well for us. Iran, of course, again got their bombs despite international pressure. India, the rest is all the same that we know today. Okay, I guess just speed it up again. We could increase taxes a little bit. I know that's never a popular thing, but war between Iraq and Mashriq, well, they can weaken them, but I don't want them taking the land that I want. Olympic Games. The Olympic Games are drawing near. The International Olympic Committee will soon choose the next host country. Who will it be? Of course it will be Turkey. Why do you even ask? We might have to bankrupt ourselves again to actually achieve this, but just look at all of those benefits. Really, that's something we need. I don't think the Olympics have ever been held in Turkey, at least to my knowledge. So speaking of taxes, let's raise it to 25%. I'm, reluctant to separate people from their hard-earned money, but we do need it. Turkmenistan joined the bloc of India, so another Stan joined India. Let's just stop. What do they want, Turkmenistan? We're proposing mutual cooperation between our intelligence services. We could definitely learn a lot from each other. This could be a good thing because for the next 800 days, even though again it's costing us money, we will have a better chance of succeeding to gain neighboring core provinces. So I want to do that. So we are now cooperating with Turkmenistan, the intelligence services there, and just have to pay for the Olympics again. Wish there was a more noticeable, notice here somewhere to say that we need to pay if we want to compete. Oman joined the bloc of Indonesia, so on and so on. Now this Iraq thing is going to be interesting, but it already looks like Mashriq is winning by 20%. That was very quick. If they do take over the rest of Iraq, it won't be the biggest issue because then we can just take it from them. What's the forces looking like? 5, 2 and 8 and 8, 3 and 2. So Iraq should technically win, but I guess it comes down to the well, they're pretty balanced. Oh well, we'll see what happens. Speed it up. Every few years, so now we get the first proper score ranking. What? We're number 4. We jumped from 11 to 4 just like that because of the war in Mashriq, I think. And maybe, of course, the International R&D Institute. Wow, well, that's unexpected, but fantastic. So we're ahead of China. Let's just keep this now. Then we're only a few spots from number 1 already. That's much better than I was hoping for. So this aggressive posture is actually a good thing, it seems. Crucial trade route, strategic province, okay. Oh, what does that mean? Istanbul. Oh, okay, it's just if you click there. It's the same thing we had with the Cape before, where again it's one of these strategic provinces, so we'll earn a bit of money from that. Pay for the Olympics, man, pay. Should have a secretariat or something that handles that. Israel joined the bloc of the US, of course, very predictable. Baltic states are working together, so again based on how the last history went, we know at some point Russia might want to operate against them. What's the Russian goal at the moment? Can we even see that? What's their sort of national mission? I don't know if we can see this. Peace treaty between Turkey and Mashriq expired. Hold on, just there. I think we have to go to war again, just because now we do have the core on the rest of Iraq here, Baghdad, which is not under Iraqi control, of course, and they're about to lose the war there. So I think now that Mashriq is preoccupied, it's the perfect time to strike. Let's just pay for this Olympics, make sure that we're not going to drown in debt. What does Cyprus want? We would like to enter your market with even higher power than ever before. Unfortunately, your current import tariffs prevent that. Would you mind reducing them? Look, on the one hand, good relations with Cyprus is not what I want. On the other hand, for a year we'll have less GDP growth. They'll have more. No, forget about it. I was thinking if we get more growth, then that would be a different story. At any rate, let's go to war. Just decrease relations again, throw a few insults at them. Speed it up, let's go. Decrease. Okay, so now declare that war and get this thing going, assign the full force of Turkey and begin the invasion. And I want to secure the front so that they don't sneak across the border again. So they have a very weak force that they're able to dedicate to this war. I'm sure they'll settle the other one quite soon, just so they can divert some of their forces against us. But it won't really matter. We'll wash them away before then. War rationing, is it really that bad? In these troubled times, our economy is under a lot of pressure. If we start to ration certain things, it would help our treasury. Money, there's no need for that. Then the army maintenance actually goes up. Now, let's say good idea, even though again it will mean more debt, the militarism will go up, so that's a good thing. We can get more troops out of that deal then. Okay, don't have to pay for the Olympics right now, and we won the frontal advance, so take the supply lines, that should weaken them a lot. It's only the second episode and we're already involved in 2 wars. I guess that's going to be the theme of this Let's Play. Pay the man. Or woman. Almost there. Stock exchange opened by Canada, and war crime. Neutral observers are reporting alleged war crimes perpetuated by our forces occupying an enemy city. We need to react to these accusations. We can either let them investigate, or we can say there were no crimes committed, but that will cause bad relations with the rest of the world, and I don't want to do the same thing again where we are hated by everyone. Although I think it's probably inevitable if we're going to go to war with all of the former Ottoman countries, then in any rate we will be hated. But let's let them investigate. Maybe they'll find that there wasn't a war crime. Suwalki Gap. Russia would like to create a permanent connection with Kaliningrad. To do this, they need control of the Suwalki region near Warmia, Masuria. I think this happened before in the last Let's Play as well. Air supremacy, they can't match us in the air. So that just means they're going to go to war again with Lithuania, I think it is. Breakthrough. Do the breakthrough. Where is Warmia and Masuria? Let's just have a look. Oh, it's part of Poland, but how does that give them a connection with the rest of the country? That's weird. This won't do us any favors. I should have denied them. We're guilty of war crimes. Oh well. Just pay for the Olympics. Maybe that will change people's minds, make them forget about the war crimes. I didn't even know what I clicked there, but anyway. So upset that we're guilty of war crimes. What lies, propaganda. Hey, at least we won the Olympics. That's good news. Forget about those pesky war crimes. Let's just turn that off. So, a nation is not a who, it's a that, I would say. The nation that makes the best offer will host the next Olympic Games, and we are the one. Russia was number 2, so it seems like it's us and Russia this time. I remember last time it was us and Japan, I think anyway, that always was number 1 and number 2 for a while. Score 500, that puts us in first place. That's it. We've won the game. End of series. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. No, definitely not. But that is fantastic. Wow. What a turnaround. Turkey looks like my lucky country. Human Development Index is almost at 100 again. Growth will increase. Taxes will also increase without people necessarily having to pay more. It's just a bonus there. And relations with the world go up again, so they forget about those war crimes, and unhappiness goes away, so no one cares about the war crimes anymore. Fantastic. Let's have a look at this thing. I don't think we are formally number 1 yet until the next prize is assigned, so in 3 years, but at least in the rankings now, so we don't get the bonuses yet, only when it's formally assigned. But we lead the US by about 200, the rest are all about the same, so even Japan might overtake the US soon. So maybe it is just a case of getting ahead in the early game and then you're set for the rest of the campaign. That could be because we didn't win this Olympics thing with South Africa originally. I know there was also an early one where we could have competed, but I chose not to, and maybe I should have. Anyway, let's just zoom out a bit. The gunfire is a bit loud for some reason. Let's just continue this and finish this war quickly, and then hopefully we can start the next episode at peace. Demilitarization. In accordance with the newly introduced UN resolution, every authoritarian country must reduce their maximum army. Who cares? What if we refuse? Well, we're anyway not at the max capacity because of the war. We won. They gave up. As well they should. Let's just see, they're still at war with Iraq there, and Iraq is losing, so I think let's see if we can claim Baghdad at this point. Acquire province 72, so this time it requires a much higher war score. So I'm afraid not. At least we won't have to worry about too much warmonger level. Take the garrisons. Papua New Guinea joined Japan. Oh, I was just thinking for the first time now since I started playing with Turkey, the thought of Pakistan being bankrupt came back to my mind. Let's see if that happens again. Turkish choice. Interesting. This is obviously a country-specific event, and unhappiness is the result either way. Turkey is at a crossroads. It seems like half of the country would like to continue its pro-Western policy, but this has caused the more nationalistic parts of the country to recall the Muslim sentiment of the old Ottoman Empire, interestingly enough. They are calling for Turkey to be rebuilt as the Islamic leader. One way or another, soon we will have to decide. You know, again, I have to role play here. If I was making the choice in real life, obviously I would say pro-Western, but I'm not Turkish, so I wouldn't know what the people would say in real life. But I would say pro-Western. But since we're trying to recreate the Ottoman Empire, and the Ottoman Empire was technically the last caliphate, I think, of Islam, then we should support Islamic sentiments. So let's do that. And charity begins at home. We can offer extensive help, we should, to everyone affected by this war, including wounded soldiers, their families and people who had to relocate, aka refugees. It won't be cheap, but it will help our nation a great deal. You're not kidding, it isn't cheap, but let's do it. This war loss reduction is very helpful. Okay, take the garrisons. And we won, and we have 74%. Let's see if they are malleable enough to agree. Acquire and do it. They accept it. So that's a good thing of going to war while the target is at war already. They have to split their forces, so it's much easier. But at least now we have the whole core there. So the warmonger level has gone up, but not as much as before. It was almost 100 just from that Mosul conflict. So let's just see. So we get now the entire core essentially of Iraq, which is Baghdad there. And the next claim I'll probably make will be on southern Iraq here, Basra, once the Mashriqi take it over. And then anyway we can take it back from them. Also the other one is now to take Damascus, as long as we have a connection there to build our super railways. Anyway, thank you for watching. Of course we have some separatism there, but that shouldn't give you cause not to have a fantastic day. Hope to see you in the next episode. Thank you for watching.